Hello, and welcome to the Cryptocurrency News channel. Today we're going to talk about Ethereum and Bitcoin and how Ethereum flipped Bitcoin to become the most used blockchain, but not only the most used blockchain, the most value settled blockchain. They've been trading back, it's been trending this way for a while, but sometime in mid-July, it finally happened. It flipped. So for the past month, Bitcoin price has traded in a tight range. This is from Cointelegraph, and trading volume is relatively flat. However, it's not really Ethereum, it's the DeFi stuff and Tether on Ethereum. Several tokens on the Ethereum network have been topping price charts, especially the decentralized finance DeFi tokens. So like from the new data from Masari shows that Ethereum just has surpassed Bitcoin as the network that settles most value per day. What this means is that the dollar value on the transaction of both Ether and its tokens is higher than of Bitcoin. Of course, there are very few tokens based on Bitcoin, so the massive amount of DeFi activity has definitely boosted Ethereum up. The DeFi sector has been gaining popularity. It's the stable coins that have been responsible for most of this volume. And the stable coins have settled a whopping 508 billion in terms of transactions. Obviously, it's all USDT. Remember, most of USDT is on Ethereum. There's some on Tron, and then there's some on Omni, but it's the vast majority is actually on Ethereum. And it could possibly surpass Bitcoin as the most transacted cryptocurrency on the market. So Tether itself is getting very close to Bitcoin transaction value, and plus, like all the other stuff from Ethereum, obviously puts it over. So if you really think about it, like it's really due to Tether, and there's a danger to that because if Tether flops somehow, because the New York AG is finally going after it, that could actually spell disaster for Ethereum, because Ethereum depends on USDT to transact. It depends on USDT to actually keep its usage up, because without USDT, it loses something like 80% of its volume. So that could actually lead to, well, first of all, it could actually lead to sort of a collapse in DeFi if Tether actually went kaput, because Tether actually is the juice for a lot of that stuff. And two, realistically, it is the biggest project on Ethereum, and it's really what's keeping Ethereum price afloat. So Ethereum itself, I think DeFi would basically tank if Tether died, and I actually think Ethereum itself would actually go down in price some, at least, if Tether died, because it is the biggest thing on Ethereum right now. And in terms of in terms of transactions, it basically parallels Ethereum's activity growth. Tether does, and it is most of Ethereum's activity growth. So obviously, the other thing is Bitcoin offers coins through protocols like Counterparty and Omni, but this is nothing like the capabilities of the Ethereum network with its smart contracts and the novel possibilities of DeFi. So DeFi is obviously getting a lot of popularity, but really DeFi right now is so unstable that no one would actually use it to actually finance themselves. Most people actually use DeFi to stake and try to get more money off their coins. I think that's like 95% at least of all the usage. It's not like ICOs were back in 2017. So I do expect a DeFi crash sometime, but there will be projects that survive, and then the regulators will actually start regulating DeFi somewhat. I know a lot of people are against that, but I think they will eventually. And there are going to be some solid projects that actually come out that actually help bank the unbanked. So that's the situation with Bitcoin and Ethereum right now. Ethereum has actually passed Bitcoin in usage and in settlement value, but like 80% of that is basically Tether. So if New York basically owns Tether, then that's going to have problems. So if you're an investor in Ethereum, you do want to keep close track of the Tether court case with New York, because that will probably affect you a lot more than Bitcoin holders or other coin holders, because DeFi and Ethereum is so dependent on Tether activity right now. And that's the news for today. Let me know what you think, like and subscribe, and hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.